Part 1. 6 months passed, in a world that didn't remember me. I built a new life. I found work at a bookstore. The owner, Mr. Karimi, was a kind old man who didn't ask many questions. I rented a small apartment nearby. At night, I would focus on the three-circle mark on my wrist. Sometimes I felt it emit warmth. Sometimes I thought I heard whispers. Part 2. The whispers weren't clear, more like an echo of a thought. One night, half asleep, I clearly heard a word, "Father." I jolted awake. The room was cold, but the mark on my wrist was burning hot. This was a connection. But from whom? My father's shadow had faded. Or had he? Maybe the hyperlayer wasn't completely gone. Part 3. One day, while organizing old books, I came across a leather-bound volume. On its cover was engraved the symbol of the three interlocking circles. My breath caught. The book was in a strange language I didn't recognize. But its illustrations showed diagrams of parallel layers and connection points. A note was tucked inside: "The only way to mend the past is to travel to the heart of the fracture. F.A. F.A., likely Firuza, grandmother." She had known. This was a map. Part 4. The book explained that every major fracture in reality, like my erasure from history, created a knot in the fabric of the layers. This knot could be found in the middle layer. If one could travel to that knot and alter the cause of the fracture, they could mend the past. But it warned, this risks complete annihilation. Only possible with the guidance of a conscious shadow. Part 5. I took the book to my apartment. The mark on my wrist pulsed. I placed it over the symbol in the book. Suddenly, the room began to flicker. A faint shadow, resembling Sarah's shadow, appeared before me for a few seconds. She looked directly at me and said, "Are you ready? The knot awaits. But you've awakened him too." Then she vanished. Who was him? Likely the guardians. Or something worse. Part 6. The book instructed, to return to the middle layer, one must visualize themselves at a new thin spot, focusing on the knot. The nearest point was the city's old bridge. I went there. Closed my eyes. Focused on the image of the fracture knot. The mark on my hand flared with heat. When I opened my eyes, I was no longer on the bridge. I was in the middle layer, but this time everything was more stable. As if it had been waiting for me. Part 7. Sarah's shadow was there, but fainter than before. We don't have much time. You've awakened your double. He is now a knot hunter. He wants to destroy you here to establish himself as the prime in your place. It turned out my double hadn't been completely destroyed. A part of his essence was trapped in the fracture knot, becoming a monster that wanted to permanently take my place. Part 8. The air turned cold. Sarah's shadow suddenly warned me, "He's coming." He emerged from the mist. My double, but no longer resembling me. His face was distorted and full of hatred. His body was made of broken shards of light and darkness. He roared, "You won't escape this time. This world is mine." He was now the embodiment of the fracture itself. Part 9. The double attacked. Each of his blows targeted not just the body, but memories. With each hit, I saw flashbacks of lost moments from my life. Sarah's shadow yelled, "Go to the heart of the knot. The center. Only you can neutralize him by accepting your past." I ran through his assaults toward the center of that space, where a steady golden light shone. Part 10. I reached the golden light. There, a floating crystal contained a repeating scene, the moment I first saw my double on the camera feed and felt fear. The double approached from behind to deliver the final blow. Instead of running, I touched the crystal and shouted, "I accept." It was my fear that created you. I accept this part of myself. An explosive light turned everything white.